Hello, everyone. This is Michael Anfield here, and thank you for joining me. So, today I want to talk a little bit about what I am doing this week. So, this week and next week, I'll be creating a forum, an online message board to bring people together, like minded vegans and raw vegans and fruitarians together to build, discuss, and put ideas together and have a discussion on how to build this world we really all want to live, where we're totally free living on the land and in vegan and raw vegan communities of like-minded people anywhere around the world, of course, mainly in the tropical and subtropical areas of the world. And so the whole idea really is to create this community, this online community, where we're able to share these ideas with others, and we're able to um, and then able to take those ideas and physically build our own communities. Now, if it's building our own communities or if it's joining another community, whatever it is, it's really to do our to do our own thing. Now, understanding, of course, that we are still enslaved in this culture where we're dominated by governments, mega corporations, and the police force and everything, dominating and telling us what to do and putting rules that are really not in accordance with our innate values of love and compassion, and really our birthright to be free on the land, to be free on the earth, to be free, to have freedom of movement, to have freedom of speech, freedom of being nude, freedom um, of of the right to water, or birthright to water, to clean water, to food, etc., etc., etc. And so the whole idea is really to how do we get from this life we are living right now, where we're paying rent and we are, living in this world where we need to buy food and all this stuff, to being fully sustainable while at the same time not conforming to government laws and to world laws or international laws. And meaning, like, how do we get around not having to renew our visas? How we can get around to not being a resident or a citizen of a country, because then we're still enslaved in some way. Um, maybe we need to get mandatory vaccines, all these things pertaining to pollution of our air, water, and bodies, and all this stuff pertaining to like radiation and I mean, talking to the screen right here, it's radiation coming into me. So I mean, there's only so much we can do currently. But radiation coming from the cell towers, 5G, all this stuff. Um, just a lot of things that we just don't want as human beings. We don't want to be prodded with needles that who knows what it does to us. We don't want our food to be manipulated. Who knows what it does to the plants. Even if there is scientific proof that it does no harm to the plants or to our bodies or to whatever, we need to understand that we need to stop manipulating nature, stop manipulating our bodies, and to do the right thing, to eat the right foods. Now, for tens of thousands of years, human beings have been consuming uh, natural foods from nature, totally natural foods, wild foods from nature. And now we've been manipulating all our foods, and everything is totally unnatural and unsustainable. And a lot of it is monocultured, is a lot of it is radiated and GMOs and chemicals and all kinds of things. And so the whole idea with this world, it's called Vegan World Community. Uh, it's basically going to be on peaceful-village.com. So if you go to peaceful-village.com, it will be there. And hopefully soon, if you want to contribute to it, send me a message. Um, yeah, on Peaceful Village, send me a message there. and basically contributing to that world we want to transition to living totally free life with not being subservient to the government and to police. Basically, that's what we want to do, and learn how to be self-sustainable, fully self-sustainable, and how to live that kind of life. Wow, outside is like totally foggy. Sometimes we have this. Wow, the whole mountainscape is totally foggy. But anyways, how do we do that? How do we get out of this culture, supporting this culture? Now, of course, in the immediate future, we may still need to use services like public transportation, and we still may need to use cars that use oil or gas, and um, we still may need to use uh, other public services like post offices or community centers, or we may need to go to the cities or to the towns to buy our food, things like that. But in time, within the next, within 20 to 30 years, right now, we should all be self sustainable. So we should strive to do that, strive to become, because don't forget that if we are planning this and we plan within a year or two all this stuff, and at the same time we're building that community we want to live in, the world community, which is online again at peaceful-village.com. It will be there, it will be online. um, and basically from that stage we create individual communities all around the world. Now, these communities, I was told, is best to have between 3 and 9 people per community. Now, I would suggest maybe 15 or 20 at most, um, but it really depends on how much land we have. Can we find land that is totally free? Totally free. I mean, if it's public land, the thing is, the problem is the law, the government laws, the human-made laws. So basically, everything is either private or public. So public means you have a right to go there. Anyone has a right to go there, but you don't own it. So there's only one good thing about ownership, and I have a video actually about land ownership. There's only one good thing about land ownership is that uh, when you own a piece of land, at least you protect that land. If you're protecting that land, if you're vegan and you're protecting that land, and you're growing as much food as you can on that land, and you're not destroying the land as much as you possibly can, that's the good thing about land ownership. But otherwise, land ownership, nobody should own land. The earth is like, we have the right to live on the land however we want. We have a right to freedom of movement. So we can go wherever we want, we can have whatever land we want. But either it's public or it's private. And private means somebody owns it, either through the government or through corporations or through individuals. And public means that anybody can own it. I mean, anybody. I mean, it's free for anybody to use, not to own it. I mean, and free for anybody to use it. So it's public. Now, that public land still might be somewhat government owned. So really, there is no land that is completely free unless you're really out in nature somewhere. But even that, governments just want to like take over every piece of land, and they want to make it either public or they want to make it private. And the problem is that there's really no land out there anymore that's really truly free, because the police, the governments will take you off the land, will like push you right off the land. And it's like, this is our land. We have the right. This is our land. As human beings, we have the birthright to live freely on the earth. And that's something that I really want to mention here. So with this idea and this forum message board that I'm creating right now, again, I need a lot of help and I need a lot of support. This is taking a lot of money. I'm doing it here in this building, in this house, and it's taking a lot of money. So I can't do it myself. So if anybody has any financial means to support in any way, if it's $5, if it's $100, or if it's $1,000 or 10,000 even. Please, there's many ways you can donate to me. You can buy like quantities of my book. I can give you a wholesale price of my books. You can buy the books directly through Amazon. You can buy any kind of service from me if you want a service, whatever. I mean, donations through PayPal, donations through Patreon. I have a Patreon page as well, but I don't use often. I don't even update it often, but I should update it. What else? Yeah, so there's a lot of things that you can do in order to help support us. So to help support us, also, food. Food is like perishable foods. We could use anything, basically anything. If you, in any way you want to help us, in any way, if you want to come volunteer after the borders are reopened, you can come here and volunteer. You can do whatever you need to in order to help this, uh, Garden of Eden, utopian world possibility, because we need all the help that we can get. I mean, I'm doing this myself here in a peaceful village, and I have a place right now, and maybe not a permanent place. In the next few years, I might find a better place. But for now, this is where I am, and this is where I'm growing, trying to grow as much food as I possibly can. And again, I need all the help. We need all the help we can get. So help those people that are in the grassroots vegan movement. Help them as much as possible. If you have the means, if you have the money, please do support either Peaceful Village, me, or other vegan advocates out there. So that's all I want to mention. Thanks for joining me here. I'm Michael Anfield. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and to subscribe to the email newsletter as well. And I'll see you soon. How do you like these? Oh, by the way, how do you like these black and white videos? Because I really like them. They're so cool. They're like old school. And that's really about it, everybody. Take care. Much love.